Hey guys, I'm Rocket and welcome to my channel. Deadeye is out and she is standing on business. She immediately became one of the best PvE classes in the game. Alright, so in this video we're gonna go over different combos and class mechanics that you need to be getting right to make sure you're using the class properly in PvE, so let's get into it. Hey guys, if you're new here, welcome. And if at any point you find this guide useful or helpful, please consider giving me a comment, like, and a sub. That really does help the channel. Now, let's get into it. So after this week of testing Deadeye, man, I was super impressed. As soon as I jumped in this class, I could tell this was a little different. And quick shout out here to Mr. Santiago. Back in Global Labs, the biggest issue I had with her was the camera locking. Turns out that was a setting in Global Labs that I forgot to turn off. So now that I don't have that camera locking issue, this class became beautiful. And at some point I thought, man, she might be out DPSing my Scholar. Which, little known fact, the Scholar is a little powerhouse in PvE, so I put them on a head-to-head. And yes, even though I'm new to the class, the Deadeye is immediately out-damaging the Scholar, which I'm really surprised that PA released a class this strong right out of the gate. Now, I know this is why you're here, so let's get to this combo guide section of the video. Alright, so let's set you up for PvE. First off, please lock evasive maneuvers. Jesus Christ, this has sent me off a cliff already. This is just gonna mess you up while you're grinding, so lock the skill, you don't need it. Secondly, I need to explain the e-buff for this class, and that's one of the reasons why I made the combo this way. Now, every time you switch your bullets, the e-buff grants you 10 more AP. So we put a bullet switch inside of our combo to make sure we're increasing our e-buff while we're grinding. Now secondly, when we do switch our bullets, every single skill used afterwards does more damage and has a bigger AoE with the steel bullets instead of the Marnie bullets. So now let's break down the combo. Here I'm going to show you the combo what it looks like without any explanation, and then we're going to break it down step by step to make sure you're using the combo properly and not getting things wrong here or there. Alright, first, very important, make sure you're on the proper bullets. You gotta use the Marnie rounds up at the start. Now, we're gonna start off with up R&B. I really like it because it flows nicely into spacebar. Spacebar is gonna add your double DP down, and you have to make sure you get the stand-up animation of the double shotgun. If not, it will not give you the double DP down. Now, let's go into back LMB into back F. So, back LMB cancels the animation revolver spin of back F, so it makes the damage come out a little faster, so we have to use this in combination. Alright, from back F we're going into forward F, Mayhem. Now while you're using Mayhem, make sure that you're holding E so you get this little animation of her lifting her guns to let you know that she has switched her bullets. And then we're going into Bullet Storm. While the Bullet Storm animation is going, we're holding Shift R&B, and then we're going to reposition behind the target by this point into C and then up C. Then by this time, Mayhem is on cooldown and we're again holding E to get the little bullet switch, and we're going back in the space bar, and we're just looping that over and over. It's an infinite combo and it gives you good movement to get behind targets and protections to make sure that while you're standing still and the mobs are gathering, you're protected. Okay, so up on the screen here is my Deadeye combo. This is for all my friends that are on console and don't have the same inputs that we have, so go ahead, take a screenshot, pause the video. Alright, quick note for the combo, up R&B space is not part of the combo, right? Up R&B is just used to reposition when you're going from pack to pack. Just as easily you can use side R&B space or F space, but most of your space flows are going to come from when you switch from one round to another. Alright, for this next section, I did want to show off that you can add Rocket's Red Glare or Deadeye Shot at the end of the combo. These skills are some of the strongest skills in the kit, and it doesn't take as long. For example here, that was pretty fast, right? That didn't take long at all to get that skill out, and it's going to be the same thing for the next skill. It's going to take maybe a second, and it is pretty beefy damage, so I don't see why we should be ignoring these skills just because it's not an insta-cast. Another thing to keep in mind that these skills take a lot of mana, so I've been having issues where, you know, I'll do up C or I'll do C into up C and then my skills will go gray because I don't have enough mana to use it. So my workaround has been to increase the point where the mana recovery actually starts to take effect. So over here I've tried 65% and it seems to kind of be working so far, but play with it to make sure that it works for you. Okay, up next here are some shorter combos. They're both pretty much the same thing. I'm just taking more stuff out. These combos are for where you're in areas that don't require as much APM or as many skills to take down some mobs. So if you need to take them out quickly, here's some things you can do, but I would suggest not to take out the bullet switching mechanic. The bullet switching mechanic is your e-buff, so you gotta get that into your muscle memory. Alright, up next we have to go over some key mechanics for the class, so please don't skip this because if you're trying to take this class seriously, this is something that you need to learn. So first up is the good, the bad, and the ugly passive. Alright, this skill's a little confusing and it does way too much, so we gotta break it up into sections. The first one is the revolvers. This passive lets you use certain skills in succession. You can use Bullet Storm, Run and Gun, or my favorite, Mayhem. As long as you switch bullets in between those skills, you can use them back to back. It also lets you use Sunset Piercer indefinitely. I don't know why this is a thing for the class. If you guys can think of a way to use this mechanic somehow in open world and PvE, I don't know, drop a comment. I was thinking maybe in like Nodewar you can be far away and just spamming CCs back and forth, but I don't know if that would be very useful. Next up, the shotgun. Pretty self-explanatory. Any skill that uses a shotgun is going to put a DP down on the target, and then little double, the same thing. Any skill that uses a rocket will put an evasion shred and a crit rate minus or crit rate debuff on your target. Here, let's talk about Had It Coming. Had It Coming is a passive, lets you cancel the animations of the RPG skills, right? So if you use an RPG skill, just spam LMB really fast to get those skills out faster. This is what it looks like. And since we're on the topic of RPG skills, Up-C is a cancel for the rocket skills. So here you can see how much faster the rockets come out if you use Up-C first. But the C skill is not a cancel, so you can interchange Iron Blackjack with Beautiful Demolition. Next up is Frontier Survivor. This is mostly something I will save for the PvP guide, but I'll just drop in here quickly. It lets you use a movement skill even though you're out of stamina. If you're using PvE, you'll probably always have stamina, but you can use Gunslinger Entrance, Run and Gun, and Doom and Gloom if you run out of stamina. So here's an example of that and how it looks. Alright, in this next section, we're going to go over add-ons and crystals. First up is Hell Spread. We're going to put monster AP up and DP down on Hell Spread since it's their first opener. And then from there, we're going to go to Osucharu. The skills up at the front of the combo don't have full crit rate, so we need some crit rate there and some attack speed to make sure the skills go on faster. Quick Draw. By now, some of the targets are downed or you have more crit damage, so we're just going to add some damage there. Then we're going to go into Mayhem. Mayhem is going to reposition us behind the target and we're going to refresh the DP down since it has a lot of targets. This is going to hit a lot of targets. Just make sure that they all have a DP down and that back attack damage. Then we're just going to refresh with Bullet Storm, more attack speed and AP up, and then back attack and crit damage on Iron Blackjack, because by now we have repositioned over to, you know, the back of the pack with Run and Gun. And then for crystals, everything's basic, just run AP. This is what I'm running right now. You guys probably have better crystals than me at the moment, so use whatever works best for you and your area. Okay, quickly, let's go over some movement. First thing that I can teach you, when you use this swing, you're gonna switch your morning rounds. So please remember to switch back to the morning rounds when you're done swinging. And then when you land, you're unprotected. So one thing that I like to do after this swing is to hold F while I'm swinging, so I land in SA. And then I go into Mayhem to, you know, continue the movement if I need to. Another important thing, this class has so much movement that I tend to forget it has this nice iframe with the side dash. Don't forget about it, it's useful. But this class, like I said, has so much movement. You'll have the movement down protected in no time. This class is really good at moving protected. Some outro thoughts for the class. Color to me impressed. I am surprised that PA released a class this strong. I feel like I've barely started to use this class and already it is pretty much outperforming a class that I've played for over a year. This class is really good. It is not tanky though. This class takes a lot of damage, so it feels kind of like an archer or maybe like a ranger. Archer's a little more tanky. The range itself is good. You have to get up close with some of the skills to know to do more damage, like the DP down. You can't do a DP down without getting a shotgun range, which is like that middle range, and that puts you in a lot of danger versus like a striker or something. You don't want to do that versus them. As far as PvE, this class has surpassed what I thought they would do. Like I thought this class would come out like this a month from now, right? Once they did some tweaks here and there, but no, this class is ready to roll. Go out there, give it a try, watch this guide. Up next, I think what I'm gonna do now is try to learn PvP with this class best I can. I'm excited to get out there, and once I get the PvP down, you know, I'll release a guide for that as well. And until then, if you want to catch me doing some PvP live, I'll be streaming on Twitch and YouTube. I'll be doing some AOS with the Deadeye, so you catch me on then. I'll try to set up a schedule here soon so I can stream more consistently after the New Year's, though. Have a lot of things going on right now which I have to resolve first. But you know, I want to wish you guys a happy New Year's. Y'all stay blessed, man. Y'all go out there, have some fun. Take it easy, man. Peace.